What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices. Going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Meansy, Dino, all the greats. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual player, plus where the best odds and find them at. And you get access to Grant's Action Line. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and get on in there. We're going to be giving away some t-shirts at some point. So go get signed up. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Don't have a ton of picks today, so this is going to be a fairly short show here. Only 8 games. First one already started. I have some bets on that. One's doing well, one's not doing well. So we'll see how it ends up going. But yeah, we'll just get right into it. Arenado's not in the lineup, so really don't have a ton of picks. But Goldschmidt, dude's been absolutely unreal so far this season. Him to hit a home run plus 320. 251 ISO, 397 wOBA going up against righties. If you haven't checked out the Weather Edge tool, it's great. Massive 50.9% increase to home runs. Winds blowing out at Wrigley, 10 miles an hour. As the game goes on, it should continue blowing out, just moving slightly to the west or slightly to the east, but still should be blowing out for the entire course of the game. That's a huge advantage, massive increase to home runs. Goldschmidt has been great. He is going up against a ground ball pitcher in Stroman, but Stroman does give a lot of hard contact, decent amount of line drives, decent amount of fly balls. Goldschmidt, an above average fly ball hitter, tons of power. He can easily hit 1 yard, and plus 320 is solid odds. Is Wisdom in the lineup? Yes, Wisdom is in the lineup. Just making sure. Morel batting that, just like I thought. Was hoping for higher, but figured it would be that. Wisdom to hit a bomb. Massive fly ball hitter. Sitting at 51% going up against right-handed pitching. On the other side, Hudson, big hard contact guy, not a huge fly ball hitter, but it really doesn't matter with Wisdom. He's going to hit the ball in the air quite a bit. Again, winds blowing out massively. You guys have 8 minutes to get these bets in. They're all over at FanDuel. But Wisdom, tons of pop, big fly ball hitter, is perfect for hitting in these conditions. And then Christopher Morel, plus 630, huge odds for this game. I know he's batting ninth, though. At-bats aren't going to be terribly high for them, but still a good enough game where they can get tons of hits. They can go wild. The total is sitting at, what is the total sitting at? Total sitting at 10. So going to be lots of hits, lots of runs in this game. So Morel plus 630 to hit home run is pretty big. Guy has a ton of pop. He's going yard. Mets run line. These are alternate run lines. You can find them over at Caesars. I can show you where to find them at over at Caesars. Caesars, you go to MLB, you go to the game, alternate lines, go all the way down to Mets -2.5, Mets -3. Lines I've already moved a decent amount. I'm not sure there's a ton of value there anymore, but that's where you find them. DeGrom's on the mound. DeGrom right now is the best pitcher I've seen in my lifetime, and potentially the best. He's pitching better than pretty much anyone ever has when you consider the level of talent he's going up against, how many guys he's striking out. Just absolutely incredible. 1.27 xFIP. He's walked like one guy. He's walked one guy all season long. 45.7% K rate going back all the way to the beginning of last season. It's pretty close to the same. He's just unreal good right now. Going up against the Rockies. Rockies are really not a great lineup going up against right-handed pitching. DeGrom's going to absolutely demolish them. And then over on the Mets side of things, Feltner, well below average pitcher, doing 2.5 runs is big and 3 runs is big. But we're getting pretty decent odds at plus 115 and plus 150. So I hit both of them. I also hit the no runs first inning line. You can get over at Superbook at -120. Most other sites it's saying at -130. So if you're not in a Superbook state, I still like it at -130. It's definitely not too bad. Again, DeGrom is just so good. He's not giving up a run in the first inning. Like 1 in 10, less than 10% chance of happening. And then over on the Mets side of things, probably a 20% chance of happening. So odds are really good that under 0.5 runs in the first inning, that there's no runs first inning. It's just a beautiful spot here. while the top of the Mets lineup is good and Feltner has struggled versus lefties, I really don't care. Not pitching in Coors. This is in New York, so the line is too good. Last bet, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat and I'll get to them. But if not, this is going to be a shorter show. Like I said, Thursdays, not really a ton of games. But Tony Pham under 0.5 hits, you can get this at plus 200 over at Superbook. Let's see what the second best odds are. Going over to Pham. Second best odds are plus 180 over at MGM. Still like those odds. But Pham, he has not been great so far this season. He is playing in Boston, which is a pretty big help. But he's going up against Gausman. Gausman is very, very solid pitcher. While he does struggle more versus righties than versus lefties, obviously he has that out pitch, and his splitter, which is one of the best pitches in baseball. Gausman, super good. Does not walk a lot of guys, which doesn't help to not get a hit. But Pham, big strikeout rate, really not a great hitter. 289 WOBA does get a decent amount of hard contact, but just hasn't been great so far this season. So getting plus 200 odds on this is very, very solid. That should do it. It's pretty much our show. Sorry it's short today. Just didn't have a ton of bets. Here they are right here. Get those Cubs bets in the next 4 minutes, all over at FanDuel. Trying to think if there's any. We'll look into futures real quick and see where the best future lines are. So no value in the Dodgers right now, in my opinion. No value in the Astros. Definitely no value in the Yankees. Mets, I still think offers value. They got probably close to a 50% chance of getting the first round bye. Plus 600 is solid odds. Main thing is they're built for the playoffs. They got DeGrom. They got Scherzer. They got a solid 1, 2, 3. The best in baseball by a pretty decent margin. Next closest is probably Milwaukee. Hitters, batting lineup, pretty solid. So if they end up with the first round bye, strangely enough, the other team that might end up with the first round bye is my second favorite team here. The Braves, plus 1,100 to win the World Series. Absolutely fantastic lineup. I mean, Acuna, Albies when he's back, Olsen, Riley. They just have a very, very, very solid core of hitters. Bullpen solid. Starting pitching, great. Wright, Fried, Morton. It's going to be great in the playoffs. Plus 1,100 is too high. I've been hitting them since they were like plus 1,800. It's going down. Still think it offers a little bit of value at plus 1,100. Blue Jays, it's fine. Cardinals, not a huge fan of. Phillies, not a huge fan of. Mariners at plus 3,800. Currently have 76 wins. Likely not to get a first round bye. I don't think they're catching the Astros. Blue Jays may end up catching the Yankees if the Yankees continue to play they have since the All-Star break. But Mariners, Rays, probably the Brewers, 3 favorite long shots. I'm going to be hammering these lines. Mariners, adding Luis Castillo, like Ray Castillo, and Kirby. Yeah, all very, very solid 1, 2, 3 pitching with Haniger back, Julio Jones. They have a very solid hitting staff. Yeah, that's it. That's the show, guys. Good luck tonight. I'm out of here. Later, kids.